Hello again, Wired fam. Hope everybody's doing well. What is up? Another Wednesday live for you guys. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to tonight's live. Got some good things to talk about. Talked about some good things last week. Going to give everybody a chance to get on. And then we're going to give everybody a chance if they had any questions from last week. So I got a message from a guy who said, hey, I don't get to watch live, so I always watch the lives late. And then I don't get a chance to ask the questions that I have. Well, guys, if you have questions that you don't get answered, you can always leave a comment on the live, okay? So if you can't make it to a live when we're live, always, guys, drop a comment on that live, and I get a notification for every comment that comes through the channel. So if you have a question that doesn't get answered, leave it there. I can always come back the next week and answer questions from the previous live. Okay, so we're going to make it a point to do that. We're going to make it a point to circle back some and catch some of those questions, because there's a lot of people, guys, that, like I said, watch the live after it's actually live. Okay, so that's the beauty of YouTube, is you can always go back and watch these lives later. And there's a lot of guys that do that because they have engagements, other arrangements, work, so on and so forth. So, and then I've been told some guys fall asleep during, so that's cool too. And they got to go back and watch it the next day. It is a late live, I understand that, but me with young kids, it's easier to do it in the evenings when the kids get wound down. Okay, so trying to catch up, especially in the summer. It's just hot. Everybody's outside until 8 or 8:30 when it gets dark, and trying to get things done around the house and so on and so forth. So with that being said, if you have a question, leave it in the comments for each live, and we'll circle back and try to grab your questions, okay? So thank y'all again for watching. Thank everybody for watching. It's a blessing to be here talking to you guys. I enjoy getting on talking to you guys every Wednesday night. So we got some good things to talk about tonight. First and foremost, let's say hello to everybody. I know we've got a lot of new people watching, a lot of old people watching, not necessarily old. Blake Hawk, don't get offended. Just kidding. But we got a lot of newcomers and long-timers, so let's say hello to everybody, all right? All right, let's see here. Nathan Wood from Wabash, Indiana. What's going on, Nathan? Josh Sanders, hello. Blake Hawk, what's up? Blake, we're going to talk about something that's near and dear to your heart. I'm going to bring everybody up to speed on it. We're going to talk about those here in a little bit. As a little flashogram there. But we're going to talk about something that's new and that's cool here in just a little bit, Blake. So stay tuned. Dave D, what's going on? Dave from Lake Hartwell, South Carolina. Also, ACC has rods in stock now. Is there a discount code? Dave, if you go to Crappie Cove, okay, go to crappiecove.com and you can order ACCs. You can use the Wired discount, WIRED, and you save 10%, okay? So if you have a need for an ACC crappie stick, you can get those from crappiecove.com. All right. Dave, one other thing I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to try not to give away. Yeah, we can do it like that. Bam! Got a package coming to you, Dave. These are going to go out tomorrow. Dave was one of the winners from last week on the stump bugs, the pumpkin and chartreuse stump bugs. Dave, I got them packaged up right here, buddy. They're coming out to you tomorrow. So those will go out tomorrow. Got them right here on my desk. And they will go in the mail tomorrow. So you should have those in a day or two. Lake Hartwell's not that far away, so you should have them in a couple of days, buddy. One other thing. We're going to give away some of this stuff back here behind me tonight, okay? We're going to do some giveaways tonight. I want to give back to the subscribers of the channel and to you guys, the viewers. So we're going to ask some questions tonight. We're going to give some stuff away. Stay tuned. Stick with us through the live, and we'll give some stuff away here towards the end, okay? Aaron Recht. Hello, Matt. Aaron from Riceville. What's going on, buddy? Todd Pell from Beaver Creek, Ohio. What's going on? Stephen Webb from Central Texas. Hello, Stephen. Rusty Profit. What's going on, Rusty? We're going to give away some crappie magnets tonight just for Rusty. We'll give Rusty a chance to win them baits he talks about all the time. Mike, what's going on, Mike? Hello, everyone from Clarks Hill Lake. Mike is a winner from last week, too. Let's see. Let me try not to give away you guys' address. I don't want to give away anybody's address. Bam, Mike. He's coming to you tomorrow, buddy. So you should have those in a couple days. They're packaged up, ready to rock and roll. So those will be to you here in a couple days, Mike. I appreciate you guys. Congratulations last week on winning those. Those pumpkin and chartreuse stump bugs are coming you guys' way, okay? Ashley Coffee, what's going on, Ashley? Heath McDaniel, good evening. I do that sometimes myself, not much of a late person. So there you go. So Heath, if you ever have any questions, my friend, leave them in the comments in that live, and I get that notification and I can talk about them next week. Okay. We can circle back, do a 5-minute and pull those questions up and look at them. Okay. Tom A from Pennsylvania. Hello, everyone. What's going on? Troy from Kentucky. What's going on, Troy? Jimmy Pratt, my favorite brick mason. What's going on, Jimmy? Dennis Evans. Hello, everyone from Maryville. Right here in my back door. What's going on, Dennis? All right. Hang on just a second. Okay. So Dave says thanks. You're welcome, Dave. Guys, the giveaway just got a little bit larger. I just got a text message. The giveaway just got a little bit larger. We're going to give away a lot of good stuff tonight. So stick with us. We're going to have a lot of chances to win this thing. So there's 39 people on here right now. 40 people on here right now, and it's going up. But hey, everybody might get a chance to win something tonight. So stick with us. We got a lot of stuff to give away. It's going to be real cool, real fun. A lot of good stuff. We're going to talk about some of the stuff we're going to give away. I don't want to give it away just yet, but I don't want to give it away. So we're going to talk about that here in a minute. Let's see. Ronnie Harris, what's going on? Brad Nelson, hello. Moore, Oklahoma. Big O, what's going on, Big O? Heath McDaniel, can always give them baits I made away. No, I don't want to give them away. No. I don't want to give them away. Hold on, Heath. Chill out. Be easy. Heath, I don't want to give away the hand ties, man. I need to hang on to the hand ties. Those are secret weapons. Guys, if you hadn't seen the hand tied video I did, go check it out, because those hand ties from Heath are to die for. So don't be doing me like that, man. I can't be giving those away. I got to keep those for my own secret stash. All right. So, and those are MCM tackle, guys. That's the hand ties. That's the video I did with those hand ties. So if you guys want to check those out, you can. Let's see. Larry, hello from Alabama. What's going on, Larry? David, what's going on from Grand Lake in Oklahoma? Adam from East Central Alabama. What's going on, buddy? Mike Gillespie, hello. From Lake Hartwell. Robert Love, hello all. Slab Buster, what's going on? Dog Talk from New Mexico, Raton, New Mexico. I swear that's I think that's the first New Mexico I've seen. I know you've been on here before, but I believe that's the first New Mexico that I've seen. I don't know if you told us New Mexico last week or not, but anyway, the weeks all run together, guys. I got so much going on up here, it's crazy. So, but that's the first New Mexico. That's awesome. So welcome everybody. All right, so let's talk a little bit about, obviously, summer pattern. We're kind of in the dog days of summer right now, guys, right? It is hot, 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 hot. In East Tennessee this week, it's up in the upper 90s. We're hitting temps that are just up there. I mean, you can't hardly walk outside without having to change shirts because you sweat through it in about 34 seconds. It is hot. The heat and the humidity are absolutely blistering. What I classify as dog days of summer. I mean, we've pretty much hit it. All right. So, a couple things. I've talked to a lot of different people about it. And, obviously, how do you catch crappie when it's this hot? Where do they go? What do they do? Where can you look for them? I mean, here's what I'll tell you. Those crappie are going to school up. They're going to get into schools, and they're going to get on brush. They're going to get on docks. They're going to find shade somewhere, under bridges, on bridge pilings. They're going to find shade. They're going to find, they're just like you and I. They're going to find cooler temperatures and cooler water. Some of the lakes in East Tennessee, like Tellico, you've got water coming out of the mountains. So you've got one end of Tellico that'll stay a little cooler than the other end. Plus, when you get down to the lower end of Tellico, it gets a little dingier, which, that dingy water warms up quicker, so on and so forth. So you get hotter water down there, yada, yada. We can get deep into that. We're not going to get deep into that tonight. But you need to find that cooler water. Look for shade, docks, brush piles. Put off shade, guys, okay? Depending on which way the sun is in the sky, it starts over here and it comes up and it goes down this way, right? It casts a shadow off those brush piles. Those fish will sit on the shady side of that brush pile. They'll sit in the middle of the day. They'll get directly up underneath docks. They'll get directly up underneath brush. They'll get directly underneath bridges, okay? Bridges are a really, really good place to catch crappie in the summer. Just because there's shade under a bridge and they've got structure, they've got bridge pilings there, right? So, bridges are a good place to look. When you find fish, this is typically what I tell everybody. If you're going to fish brush, do yourself a favor and stop and buy you some minnows at the bait shop. When you stop at the bait shop, you're going to get some minnows and slip float, and you can go catch fish on brush. But if you're going to shoot docks or you're going to fish bridges, kind of the same thing. I would want a minnow. I would want to be slip floating a minnow just because it's the dog days of summer. Those fish get lethargic. They get hot, but they will eat a minnow. I'm telling you, they will eat a minnow. Can you still catch fish on jigs in the dog days of summer? Absolutely you can. But there is going to be a group of fish or several groups of fish that you find that day that just will not eat a jig. So last weekend, I had the pleasure and the honor to fish with Mr. Blake. Blake and I went out. We fished Loudon. Okay, you guys will see that video. It's coming up not too soon, a couple weeks, I think. I'm trying to stay a little ahead on my videos because, as you know, we got the Wired baby coming. Lil Wired, he's on the way. And I want to try to stay ahead if I can. That way, if something goes down, you guys get content while I'm down. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to talk about Wired Baby here in a little bit too, because I've had a lot of questions in regards to baby shower stuff. We were going to do a baby shower or I guess a registry thing. I have the registry link for you guys. Really, diapers and wipes, guys. I mean, you know how it is when you have kids. You go through diapers and wipes like you go through, bottles of water when it's 95 degrees outside. So anyway, I'll give you guys that link here in just a little bit. We'll put that down there for you guys, and we'll talk about it a little more here in just a little bit. But where was I? I'll figure it out in a minute. All right, so dog days of summer. I mean, like I said, I had the pleasure of fishing with Blake, and we fished. We found just a buttload of fish everywhere. Fish on brush, fish on docks, fish here, fish there. What we thought were a lot of little crappie and then the crappie that we found, Some would bite, some would not. Some would just sit there and sit there and sit there, and we'd throw to them and throw to them and throw to them. Finally, after 5 minutes throwing to them, we'd get them to bite. Blake's standing over there beside me going, some guy told me one time, if you're not on active fish, go find active fish. I'm like, yeah, but this is the middle of summer, so it's a little bit different. I mean, you got to get those fish to bite in the summer. If you can get them to bite, generally, if you find that 5 to 10 fish group that you're looking for in the summer with those larger fish, if you can get the first one to bite, if you can get that first one to react, you can generally catch 3 or 4 more fish off that group. It's just getting that first one to bite. If you can get him to bite, then he'll start a pattern or start a frenzy, if you want to call it a frenzy. It's not really a frenzy. It's just kind of a pattern, and the rest of them will bite too. So just kind of like it almost wakes them up. So, it's a little different in the summer, guys, but, you still got to be on fish that'll eat. You don't need to sit there and waste 45 minutes or an hour trying to get fish to bite. If they don't bite within 5 or 10 minutes, guys, go. If you're fishing with jigs. If you're fishing with a minnow and you put a minnow in front of his face and he doesn't hit it within the first minute, I'm gone for a fact. If they won't react to a minnow, then there's no sense in sitting around. Go find active fish. But jigs do slow down a little in the summer, guys. It's just how it is, okay? Now, again, there's going to be a lot of guys out there like, you're crazy. I catch them on jigs all summer. You can, guys, you can. But there's going to be a lot of fish that don't react to that jig just because of the stress of the hot temps, the stress of the hot water, okay? All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Dog Talk was in Amarillo last week. Okay. The fam is growing, Blake says. The fam is growing, and it's better than ever. Guys, you guys are awesome. There's no doubt about that, and I appreciate each and every one of you for being here and for listening to me run this flapper I got going on over here. Yeah, he said it wasn't fun cutting the yard today. I can guarantee it wasn't. He says, I've been wondering about that water. I've been wondering about that where water cools over by the dragon's tail. It does. It does. There's a little cooler water up in there. So a lot of times fish will pull up that way when it's really hot. Slab Buster, little wired. That's right. And the registry is actually Wired for Crappie Baby, I think is what the name of the registry is. So, hey, that's what he is. He's a little wired baby. Jimmy says he was going to bring grasshopper stump bugs to the baby shower. That's funny, Jimmy. Trust me, there'll be plenty there. No doubt. That's pretty good. All right, Aaron says, my question is, how do you keep from shocking minnows during the summer? When you buy them, the water they come in is pretty cool compared to lake water. Seems like minnows die when they hit the water. So, yeah, it's a very good question. I talked about this, or I touched on this earlier this summer. I'll touch on it again. And one thing I will tell you is, so a lot of guys want to ice their minnows. Do not ice your minnows, guys, because if you ice your minnows, all right, when you take that minnow out, you put him on a hook and you drop him in the lake, you take him out of 72-degree water and put him in 84-degree water. It just shocks his system and they die, okay? So you don't want to ice your minnows. What you want to do, okay, guys, what you want to do is you want to invest in a decent minnow bucket, okay? The Plano Fraybill minnow bucket is a good one. Obviously, there's other ones out there. Crappie Cove has several different types of minnow buckets. Check them out at crappiecove.com. You can get 10% off of them at crappiecove.com with the wired discount. And you can call Misty at Crappie Cove too. She'll help you out. But so you can save a little money on those minnow buckets too. They do have the Plano Fraybill one, the yellow and white one. That's the one I personally use. Something with some good insulation in it that'll keep those minnows halfway cool. But what you want to do is you want to get the minnows from the minnow store. They're going to be a little bit cool because they're inside, most of them. So they're going to be regulated at whatever temperature the store is. And then a lot of them cool their water too. A lot of those minnow bait shops cool their water through the cooling system on the pumps. But and if they do, what you want to do, guys, is you want to let that water slowly rise in temperature. You want to get that water up there. Oxygen is the most important thing for minnows. If you have oxygen, those minnows will be fine. You don't want to heat it up. You don't want to open your lid and let the sun beat in there all afternoon or all morning, because it will get that water too hot. Okay. But what you want to do, crack that lid, keep the lid closed, but crack it. And just let those minnows, let that temperature of that water kind of regulate to the surface or the air temperature, kind of let it get, start warming up so that they're not cold. Keep oxygen on them, keep plenty of oxygen on them, keep oxygen on them, keep oxygen on them. That's the biggest thing with minnows, is to keep the aerator running, okay? And then when you take those minnows and put them in the hot water from there, it doesn't shock their system, all right? You can do crappie the same way. You can shock crappie. I fished tournaments for years, and actually fished a tournament where I had a guy on Douglas that he iced his live well and he got it too cold. So typically you want to be within 6 to 8 degrees of the water surface temperature. I think the surface temperature that day was like 75, and he cooled his live well down to like 60 or 62 or something like that with ice. And he threw his first 7 fish he caught, he threw in there, and it killed all 7 of them. So he had to go catch 7 more tournament fish. And he came back and he said, "Do anybody have problems with keeping fish alive?" And it's like, no, I was fine. Put a little ice in there, kept it within 6 degrees. 6 degrees, I said, 6 degrees of the surface temp. You don't want to be below that. Same thing with minnows. You don't want to get more than 6 degrees cooler than what you're putting them in. If you're putting them in warmer water, it will shock their system and kill them. So that's something, you can get you a little thermometer, throw it in your minnow bucket, but keep it within 6 to 8 degrees of your surface temp, and you'll be fine. Slabbuster says, "I'm ready for October in Alabama dock shooting time and cools off some this heat." Yeah, no doubt. Jamie Nelson, he says, hello, Jamie. So October and November, I'm looking forward to that too. October and November, guys, are probably my 2 favorite months to crappie fish. October and November. It's right after the heat of the summer. Everything starts cooling down. And sorry, my wife, my beautiful, beautiful pregnant wife, standing at my office door looking at me. But temperatures start cooling down. The nights start cooling down. Temperatures start cooling down, and man, it just gets good. My favorite time to dock shoot is October, November. So I'm looking forward to it too. David, what's going on from Northport, Alabama? What's going on, David? Chuck Price, how is the house going, guys? So I'm almost to the point now where you're gonna start seeing some home videos, and when you start seeing those home videos, we gotta get caught up on a little bit, right? The wired house is going good. I'm absolutely scatterbrained, to say the least. I'm completely scatterbrained. I've forgotten more in the last month than I've probably ever forgotten in my life. So if I have forgotten you or missed a comment or a question or anything, an email, oh my gosh, my emails. Oh, I know I've missed a lot, guys, and I'm sorry. I'm absolutely sorry, but it will get better. Okay. I'm trying, I'm pushing like crazy to get the wired house done. And, it's just one of them things where I'm up against a time crunch now, because the little wired's coming and I need to be there before the wired comes. So pushing really, really hard. When you guys start seeing those videos, I'm looking forward to it because there's a lot to catch up on, but it'll be good. So thank you for asking. I appreciate it, Chuck. Let's see. He said less pleasure boaters. That's right. JH says, I use an Igloo water cooler with a bobber bubbler, and that keeps my minnows alive for days if I need to. Yeah, that's right. I mean, you can use a cooler too. Just something other than a plastic minnow bucket. Don't take this joker. I've got one right here. I use it for giveaways. I use it for my. Don't take this, put minnows in it, and take it to the lake and expect to keep them alive in the summer. It won't happen, guys. Okay. Unless you really keep an eye on the temperature, you're going to lose minnows in one of these. Okay. So, invest in yourself, invest in your fishing, and go get you a good minnow cooler. Go get you something that is going to hold up for years. Look, I've got that plain old Fraybill one, and I assure you, I'll keep that cooler, or I'll keep that minnow bucket for. I've already had it for 5 years. I'll probably keep it for 25 more. That thing is just well built, and the bubbler went out on it, and I just use an external bubbler now that I just plug in, and I think I had one of those go bad. I went and got another one, use it. So you can just keep swapping the bubbler out, no big deal. But anyway, the cooler itself, it's great. I love it for sure. So all right, let's talk about couple things. So last weekend, well, let's talk about Little Wired real quick. Let's get Little Wired out of the way. So Little Wired, for those that don't know what Little Wired is, my wife and I announced about, I don't know, a month and a half ago or something like that, 2 months ago, however long it's been. I guess I have house brain. I don't know. But anyway, however long ago it was, my wife and I announced we were having our third little boy. So he is due November the 4th is the exact date that he is due. But we've done this twice. We know how it works. He's coming early. We know he's coming early. So he's probably going to be here sometime mid-October. Okay. That's just how it works with my wife. So he's coming. There's no stopping that. And we're excited. We're looking forward to it. He's going to be another blessing to our family. We just hope he's healthy. We hope that everything goes well with him. Anyway, we announced that. I had my wife on one of the lives, and we announced that a little while back. And there were a lot of people that wanted to know how they could send like baby shower stuff or baby gifts for Little Wired, so on and so forth. So what we did is we went out and we created a registry for you guys, okay? It's completely up to you guys what you want to do. Diapers and wipes are always good bets. Trust me, they'll get used, you know what I'm saying? But there's some fishing shirts in there. Of course, everybody needs dad's fishing buddy, my next fishing buddy and all this different stuff, daddy's next fishing friend or whatever it is. Anyway, so we've got some fishing related stuff in there too for you guys. If you guys want to would like to send something for Baby Wired, you're welcome to do so. I'm going to put the link down here in the comments right now so you guys can copy and paste that. It is a registry at Walmart. So the way that works is you can go on the registry. You can see what items are on there. I had to learn this too. My wife taught me how to do it. So you can go on there. You can copy that link, put it in your web browser. It takes you directly to the registry or whatnot. You can click on the things you want or whatever it is, and you can purchase those. And the registry actually has all our information, and they send that stuff directly to us. Please, guys, if you send something for Baby Wired, please, 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 please make sure you put a comment in there with your name and your information, okay? If you don't want to send your address, you don't have to. I understand some people might not want me to have their address, but we would love to send you a thank you, okay? So please, 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 if you do send something for Baby Wired, if you would allow us to have that, we would love to send you a thank you. Okay. So, you guys can check that out. You can hit that link. You can look at the stuff that's on there. It's not a lot of stuff. We didn't go wild and crazy. We didn't put $600 items on there like some of these wedding things that you see, like they want $600 crystals and stuff. We didn't do all that mess. It's just kind of the necessities and then some fun stuff. There's some fun fishing stuff on there. So you guys can check it out. If you guys want to help with Baby Wired, you're more than welcome to. And I'm going to get off that subject now. Okay. So there's the registry. I hope you guys can see it. And if you guys would like to help, we appreciate it. All right. So last weekend, like I said, fished Loudon, caught a ton of fish. Had a really good trip, and I was able to actually keep some because we did keep fish last weekend. Got a fish fry coming up this weekend. So I was able to keep some fish for that, which was really good. But I was introduced to a new bait. All right. And that's what I want to talk about tonight. I want to talk about the new bait that I was introduced to and just kind of tell you guys about it. So this is, let me get one out. Actually, be right back. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that. Let's see. Let me get one of these baits out. So this bait is actually a Crappie Cove exclusive. Okay. You can only buy these at Crappie Cove. It is a minnow bait. You guys see that? Everybody knows I like clear baits. This is a clear. Okay. But can everybody see? Well, let me flip it over. Can you guys see that pink line that's inside that jig? It's almost like a vein. These baits have a vein in them. That one's a little bit. Let me get one that's real vivid. Can everybody see that pink inside that jig? It's almost like a vein inside there. So they've got the clear with a pink line, an orange line. And they've also got a clear and chartreuse, which is the bomb. Oop. They got plenty of worm oil on them. So there's the clear with the chartreuse in it. That chartreuse vein. So these are, it's like I said, it's a Crappie Cove exclusive bait. So when you go to Crappie Cove or when you call Crappie Cove, you tell them you want the Crappie Cove exclusive bait, and they've got them in all different colors. Now, everybody knows this is one of my favorite colors. Okay? Everybody knows pumpkin and chartreuse. Everybody knows that. One of my absolute favorite colors. And I really like this pumpkin because this pumpkin actually has, see if you guys can see that, it's got brown and red flake in it. Or black and red flake, I'm sorry, on brown. But great looking bait, guys. Okay. Tail is just as flimsy as can be. A lot of action in that tail. And they're a good bait. I mean, we used them this past weekend, and they're a good bait. I like the color combinations they have. I like the clear baits with the vein in them. They're really, really neat baits. So get you some, check them out. You can get them from crappiecove.com. Really, really cool bait. You guys will see that video here in the next week or so with us using those baits and catching those fish and just having a good day on Loudon. So stay tuned for that. But just a really good bait. And we are actually going to give some of those away tonight. So we're going to give away some of those baits, probably several packs of those baits to some lucky winners tonight. And we're going to give away some of this stuff back here too. So we're going to give away a lot of stuff tonight, okay? I'm going to have to keep up with all of it. And you guys are going to have to send me emails. But we're going to give away some good stuff. And you guys are going to get to try some of these out. Now, if we give you some of the Crappie Cove baits tonight, do us a favor. Use them and let us know what you thought about them. Let us know. Let me know. Call Crappie Cove back. Call somebody. Tell somebody. Write a comment to somebody. Let them know about the baits, what you think. I think they're about as close to perfect as you're going to get them. But you guys might think that there's something that could be changed, or there's colors that you would like to see that they don't have. Go check them out. If there's colors that you would like to see, maybe a color that works on your favorite lake, let them know what that color is, and they can probably get it made. Okay, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to speak for them, but I think they could probably get it made. I don't know. So it's worth a question. It's worth asking for sure. All right. He said, them look like a pain to make with that vein in them. I'd say they probably are, Heath. I'd say they probably are a pain. I don't know. I don't know what the process is for making those, but I just use them. I don't make them. I don't know. I can't answer it, but they do kind of look like a pain with that vein in them. How they get that vein in there with that clear. So it's just a clear bait with a lot of flake in it, and then that vein. And it's like, I don't know how they get that in there, but it's pretty neat. Slabbuster says, man, I like those. They're nice. That's Matt says it's not too bad. That's for sure. So anyway, we use those. We fish mostly, okay, guys, we fish mostly anywhere from 15 feet to 25 feet of water. And fish were generally suspended anywhere from 2 to 3 feet off the bottom. That's where we were finding crappie. Now, there was clouds of smaller fish that were on top of that brush. We fished stakes and brush, and there was just clouds of small fish. What we are pretty sure is bluegill or could be small crappie. We did catch some small crappie out of some of those clouds. So could have been small crappie, just little juvenile crappie sitting on top of brush. But the bigger fish, guys, the keeper fish, were sitting below that 2 to 3 foot off the bottom, generally in that 18 to 20 foot range is kind of where they were hanging out. Now, there were a few piles. There were a few stake beds that we found them up a little bit higher. They were in that 18 to 20 foot of water. Those fish were sitting anywhere from, 12 to 16 feet down on the brush. There was a couple piles where we found that, but for the most part, they were kind of relating to the bottom. Those larger fish were. And that's kind of typical in this summer pattern. Now, if you find deep brush that's in like that 40 foot of water that comes up to 20 or you're not going to find fish on the bottom there. They're going to be suspended. Okay, guys? So you're going to find those fish suspended in those deep situations where you're 30 foot plus and there's structure. They're not going to hang out down there. Most of the lakes in East Tennessee set up a thermocline in the summer, and I think on Loudon it was sitting right there around that 22 to 23 foot range. So once you got out there into that 30 plus foot of water, you pretty much had dead water below 22 feet. There was, on Loudon, there's always current because there's so many boats that go down that daggum channel. It felt like the ocean out there. That's one thing, guys. You guys always say, you know, the lake lice are bad in the summer. They are, but you can fish through it. You can fish through those waves. You know, there's times when you get, you know, we get, you know, 3-tiered yachts that come down Loudon, and I mean, they throw rollers like you're in the ocean, and we fish through them. I mean, we fish main channel stuff too, and we were right out there with them, and they'd roll by, and we'd look and we go, oh God, here it comes. You just know it's coming. You prep for it. You let that get through, and then you go back to fishing. You know, it's not that bad. Of course, I say that I have a high-sided deep V boat. So you guys that are sitting in a bass tracker 6 inches off the water, it may be a little different. But, you know, you just got to point the nose of the boat into those waves and try to keep her afloat. I know there's been some guys that, you know, 45 of those waves actually don't point it right into them, because typically you'll take on water if you point it right into them. But, you know, nonetheless, it was a good day, and, you know, we fought through the waves. It wasn't that big a deal. Okay. Heath says, with a very small injector. Yeah, you could use an injector to put that vein in there. Like I said, I don't know how they do that, but it's really neat, really cool. And I love the bait. I mean, it's a great bait. It's got a lot of action to it, and it doesn't have a, so the thing, let's talk about this a little bit. So the thing that really I noticed on these is they don't necessarily have a round tail. They've got, it's one side of the tail. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this or not. So the top side of that tail is perfectly flat. Can you guys see that? Top side of that tail is perfectly flat. And then the bottom side of that tail is rounded. Okay, so you got a rounded bottom on that tail. So flat up top, completely flat. There you go. You can see that flat surface, and then rounded on the bottom. So what that does, and why you're seeing that, when I hold that jig up, that's why you're seeing that tail slope down so far, is because it's flat on top. There's nothing that's holding that tail up, and it's round on the bottom. So when that jig gets in the water itself is what holds that tail up, and it allows that tail the action of that tail it just allows it to flutter around, flip and flutter and pop. I mean, it's really, really a lot of action coming out of that tail when it's in the water. It's springy. It's actually pretty neat how they did that. I mean, you guys know me. I have a ton of attention, I have a lot of attention to detail in me, and I look at all those things like that, you know, how it's flat on one side and round on the other. I don't know. It's just something that I notice all the time. The body, I like the body of the bait. The body of the bait looks good. As far as, you know, having a belly on it like a minnow. And then, of course, your jig head is your head. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to use them a little bit more and see what I think. I still like my stump bug, but I do like the bait. It is a good bait. So check them out. Get you some. Let us know what you think. Slab Buster, the dadgum 8,000-pound ski boats with 8 people on them putting off 4-foot rollers. They do. They put off some rollers. There's no doubt about it. You just, guys, you can fish through it. I'm telling you, you can fish through it. You just gotta put it. I think if you set your mind to it, it's a mindset, guys. If you set your mind to the fact that there's going to be waves, there's going to be rollers, and there's going to be pleasure boaters, skiers, and wakeboarders, and all that good stuff, it's a lot easier to swallow when it happens. And it's going to happen in the summer, okay? But summer is such a good time to fish. You guys have got to crappie fish in the summer. It is such a good time to fish. There's so many fish. They're schooled up. They're easy to find. It's such a good time to fish. It really is. So anyway, just got to set your mind to it. Tom A., how durable have they been? They're not as durable as a stump bug, okay? You guys know I love the stump bug for their durability. I've always said that's the most durable bait in the business right back there. Bonehead tackle, stump bugs. Bonehead tackle in general is the most durable bait in the industry by far. Most action out of a bait with the durability, period. That's it. So I'm not going to put them in that category. Okay, I won't put them in the category of most durable. Are they going to hold up for several fish? Yes, they'll hold up for several fish, but they're probably, I don't know, on a 1 to 10, they're probably a 5 or a 6. A bonehead, a stump bug is a 10. These are a 5 or 6. They're going to tear, but they're going to catch fish. Okay, so you're going to get some fish out of them, but eventually they're going to succumb, and you'll have to swap a bait out. Heath says, yeah, I'll have to stop in Crappie Cove and buy a few packs. So they got them there. They're on the shelf ready to rock and roll. Heath, swing in there and grab some. Blake says the baits are soft, but fish seem to like them. Fish do like them. There's no doubt about that. And they are softer than a stump bug. I'll give them that. But they're going to hold up for several fish. Okay. I mean, I caught 8 or 10 on one before I had to swap it out. So, it's all in how the fish bite it too. It's all in where you hook them at and how much you got to twist them to get the hook out. So kind of decides on, there's a lot of deciding factors to how long that bait will last, but you'll catch several fish on them. Pete K says, try Pickwick Lake, 7 days per week, big 50-foot to 60-foot party boats, thousands of pleasure boats. Glad we fish weekdays only now. Yeah, that's kind of what we got on Loudon this weekend. We got a lot of those big, they're not party boats. They're daggum yachts. I mean, they're like mini yachts, no joke. They're 3-tiered. They got a big, huge steering house on top of them, and doghouse, I guess, or whatever you call that. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, they come down that channel and they send off 3, 4, 5-foot rollers, and I mean, it's like the ocean. But like I said, Pete, you just gotta set your mind to it and just fish through it, buddy. And sometimes it seems like they never stop coming, and then like on Loudon, we thought they'd never stop coming. And then we cranked the boat to head back we were done fishing first of all, and we cranked the boat to head back to the boat ramp, probably an 8 to 10 minute run, maybe, I guess, and didn't even pass a boat all the way back. Not one boat did we pass, so it was a nice ride. But you just got to set your mind to it and go fish. Aaron says, we have been wearing them out under Wolf Teever Bridge, fishing under lights. So, yeah, that's a great example of bridges in the summer. There's shade there, there's cover there. I mean, Wolf Teever Bridge holds fish pretty much year round. I mean, that bridge has always got fish on it. Now, whether they'll bite or not, that's one thing, but that bridge has always got fish. Slab Buster says, I don't care as long as they're not a one fish bait. They're not a one fish bait. You'll catch multiple fish on them. Now, if you got to take a pair of pliers and you got to dig on that bait to get the hook out of his mouth, then it's probably a one fish bait. But if you hook a fish good and you reach in there and pull the hook out or pop the hook out without having to twist it and turn it and put pliers on it, then you'll get several fish out. Kenneth Pippins, he says, what is the info for the gentleman that makes the light wire jigs? His name is Curtis Hobbs. He is Light Wire Hooks is Mr. Curtis's business name. Light Wire Hooks, Curtis Hobbs on Facebook. If you call Curtis and he told me, he messaged me last week after the live, and he said he has 60,000 hooks on back order. So he's working through a backlog that's huge. So if you want something special, he will do it for sure. but he's got to get it in line. So he's got his standard stuff that he always carries, that he's always got on the shelf, and then he's got things that he does special for people. Okay, so if you call and say, I got to have eagle claw hook, a number 2 sickle in a, 3/32 ounce jig head painted yellow, and I need a red eye, and I want a pill head with no collar. And I mean, if you got something real specific, it's going to take him a minute. But if you call Curtis and he doesn't have what you're looking for, Crappie Cove also carries light wire hooks. They carry Curtis's hooks as well up at Crappie Cove. So you can always call Crappie Cove, Kenneth, and you can use your wire discount up there too, and you can get hooks from them if they have the hooks you're looking for in stock. So there's 2 different options there for that. Also, guys, Curtis told me last week that if you guys tell him you're part of the Wired fam, then he will send you a bonus pack, okay? Generally, when I get stuff from Curtis, when I call Curtis and order, he generally sends me what he calls his bonus pack. And what it generally consists of, let's see if I have some here. Like, he'll send me something like this. Got a couple different colors in it. Sometimes it has different size jig heads in it. Sometimes it has, there's another bonus pack from him. He always sends me a little bonus pack. So if you guys mention you're part of the Wired fam with Curtis, he'll send you a little bonus pack. He said he appreciates each and every one of you that order. And he does have a lot of people call that part of the Wired fam, so he always sends them a little something. And Curtis is just salt of the earth, good guy. So make sure you mention that to him. He'll send you a little something. Josh Sanders says, I'm originally from Pickwick, and I agree. From the dam to Dry Creek to Grand Harbor to Tom Bigby, hard to find reprieve. Josh, first of all, quit using big words like reprieve, because you almost tripped me up right there. I need little words, my friend, little words. But no, it's everywhere, guys. I mean, it's everywhere. Try fishing around Tellico Village on Tellico this time of year. It is miserable, absolutely miserable. After about 10 o'clock, you can forget it, or people say you can forget it. I'll sit out there and get beat to death, but I'll catch fish. So as long as I'm catching fish. I remember one time I was rocking so bad that my trolling motor was coming up out of the water, and I've got a 60-inch trolling motor. So for my trolling motor to come out of the water, it's a big deal. So I'm coming up out of the water, trolling motor's going, brrr, brrr. You know how it sounds when it comes out of the water. And I'm watching my line as it's falling. I'm catching fish one after the other. And there's this wakeboard boat that's going, I mean, literally running like 50, 75 yards from me. He's running back and forth in this creek, just back and forth, back and forth. He goes down till he hits the bridge. They stop. They get back up on board, come back the other way. I mean, literally just right in front of me, just back and forth. And I'm like, good Lord. But I was on this pile, man. There's fish all over it. And every time, if there wasn't waves, I couldn't get bit. If there was waves, I was getting hammered. It was almost like it was just a big group of fish. It was almost like it was breaking those fish up a little bit, those waves, and they would come out and hit that jig. I mean, it was the craziest thing, but I swear it happened. And I sat right there and just caught, I bet I caught 25 fish. And I'm just sitting in the boat going, you know, I'm like, whatever, I'm going to stay here if I'm catching fish. So I've seen it both ways, guys. And hey, those fish don't know. No, fish don't get bothered by it. Now, if they run right over that pile and they're skiing and all that, then yeah, but it don't bother them fish. Pete said, yep, there you go. Fish bite good on those rough days for us. They do. It don't bother them fish. It's almost like it helps them. It just kind of breaks them up, I think, and they're like, uh-oh, and then they see a jig come by, and they're like, oh. So, you know, hey, I don't mind it. Let's see. Brad Nelson. He says, I know at one time you were considering buying a truck bed tent. Did you ever purchase one? And if not, which one did you consider? So I did not buy a truck bed tent. Let me tell you why. because I got to looking at them and they're not exactly lockable. And I thought to myself, do I want to be back there in the bed of the truck, sitting at a boat ramp and not be able to lock myself in or lock people out? Or I guess it was kind of, right there around the catalytic converter time when I went, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to camp out at boat ramps. And so, no, I did not. And I thought to myself, if I was to do something like that, if I was to camp out somewhere, I'd probably camp out somewhere in the truck a little bit safer where I don't necessarily need a tent, right? So, there's a lot of areas where you can pull your truck and trailer and sleep in the truck, where you have power and things of that nature as well, where you can plug up. So, no, I did not actually buy a truck tent. There was just, Brad, there was a lot of different things that I got to thinking about, and I thought, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to go down that road. But if you were going to stay in a campground or something of that nature, and stay in the back of the truck and stay in a campground where you're a little safer, then absolutely I'd look at one. I looked at a couple different ones. I think the one I liked the best was actually the Ozark Trail. There's an Ozark Trail one that I can't remember the name of it. But it was an Ozark Trail brand, and it looked really, really nice, and it looked like it had enough space and stuff in it for me. So it's kind of the one that I was leaning towards, but no, I didn't actually buy one. Alan, what's up? Alan says, a little late, better late than never, my friend. I'm glad you're here. Alan is a Maryville native now as well, so he's actually right down the road from me, not far. Heath says Telco Village is right across the street from me. So, Heath, if you get out there anywhere around Telco Village this time of year, middle of the day or afternoon, it is busy. Good question right here from Josh. How much line do you pre-spool with mono before you attach braid, or do you just spool all braid now? No, I do not spool just all braid because braid ain't cheap. Let me tell you, braid is expensive. So no, I do not. I mean, I can get a full spool of mono. This one right here, that's went up a little bit, I believe, but this is right at 3,000 yards. It's 2,960 yards of mono for $8, $7.50, $8, something like that. Vicious, high vis. Okay, 4-pound test. I can get that for $7 or $8. I am pre-spooling because you guys have looked at braid now. You guys know how much braid is. You're talking, $15, $18 for a spool for 500 yard spool of braid. So no, I'm pre-spooling. Now, how much do I pre-spool? That's a good question. I actually have a reel right here that is pre-spooled. So this is my Fluger Try-On size 25. You guys know that's what I fish with. That's what's on all my rods. I keep it simple, guys. I'm a simple man. I put the same reel on all my rods. That way I can pick up any rod and have the same feel on the reel. Okay. So that reel right there is actually pre-spooled. It is about 2/3 of the bezel that's filled. Okay. You can see it right there. It's about 2/3 of the bezel filled. And then I spool up with anywhere from a really, really, really good cast is 80 feet, 70 feet, 80 feet is a really good cast with a 16,000 jig head. I typically put anywhere from 100 to 150 feet of braid. Now, I don't sit there and count the footage, okay? And I don't have anything that tells me the footage. I just estimate it. But it's probably anywhere between 100 to 150 feet, okay, of braid that I get on that spool in that third that's on there. And that's all I do. Braid, you are not going to go through like mono. It's not going to happen. If you go through 20 feet of braid in 6 months of fishing, you're doing really good. You're doing really good. I probably don't even go through that. I probably don't even go through 20 feet in 6 months of fishing with braid. Now, I swap my reels out more than that. I probably re-spool my braid every 2 months. My mono is almost every trip. I'm respooling dock shooting rods a lot. I respool mono every time I pick those reels up, just about, because mono, you've got to be careful with it getting nicked and things of that nature. I don't want to lose a good fish because I didn't respool mono. And you've got so much stretch. I mean, that mono stretches, so it's constantly stretching. Every time you set the hook, you get stretch, gets it stretched out. So I replace my mono a lot, but my braid, not so much. Oh, Alan says you can cancel the housewarming gift. I got hooked up. I'm not even going to ask how, but I'm going to. Okay. Sounds good. All right, Rusty, I purchased a Napier truck tent and have only used it once in my driveway. Looking forward to going on a road trip with it. Definitely will be staying in a campground for safety and battery charging. Yeah, so that's kind of where I got, Rusty, is I thought, wait a minute. Am I actually going to be okay sleeping? Not okay, but am I going to be, is my mind going to be able to actually sleep if I'm in the back of a truck in a tent that I can't lock up that anyone would have access to when I'm asleep? I don't know. I mean, I've slept in some weird places in right out in the middle of nowhere and slept when I was in the Corps, but typically I had a whole squad laying around me, so I wasn't as hesitant to go to sleep with that many people around me. But yeah, I don't know. That's I think I just stay at a motel if I'm going to go travel. uh, Heath said he lost 200 feet of braid to a mastercraft running over my line. Well, hey, Heath, you can look at it two ways. You can look down on it. It's glass half empty. You just lost 200 foot of braid off your reel. You got spooled. Glass half full. Should I say that? Glass half full. Now that guy has a prop seal he's got to worry about. So, if he didn't stay far enough away, that's his fault. And now he's got a prop seal that he has to be concerned with. So, hey, I try to look at the good side of things, guys. That's so bad. All right, moving on. All right, PK says front door to dining room door for me is 30 feet. I run the line from door to door to 120 feet, then reel that on the spool. Yeah, I try not to get that close, but I'm somewhere right around in there, 100 to 150 feet. Blake Hawks says, have a good night, everyone. Tight lines and pigs on the horizon. Good night, Blake. Appreciate you for being here, buddy. Charlie Plummer says, have you tried Nano fill line for crappie? So I have tried Nano fill. Okay. I have a buddy of mine that has used it, and it was very, very, very abrasion resistant. Did I say that right? Yes. It was very, very easy to nick nanofill and get, cuts and things of that nature in the line. And for that reason, I didn't like it, because it was very easy, like I said, to get just chewed up. And it weakened the line and actually lost several fish because of it. And you could run your finger down the line, and you could just feel it. I mean, you could just not even catching a fish, but just rubbing up against like a dock pole or something with it. You could pull your jig out of the water and feel your line, and you could just feel where it was just nicked in the line, and it seemed like it nicked very easily. So for that reason, I was out. I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. It's too much to chance with that. All right, guys, I'm at the bottom here. So first and foremost, we're going to give some stuff away. And if you have any questions, go ahead and put those in the comments. We're going to go ahead and give some stuff away real quick. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make this real simple. So we're going to give away 20 packs of baits. Okay, 20 packs of baits. And we're going to do probably a mixture of baits. We're going to do some bonehead tackle jigs, and we're going to do some Crappie Cove special jigs. Okay, so we're going to give away 20 packs. I'm going to ask 2 questions. I got 2 questions tonight. The first 10 people that answer the questions right for each question are going to get a pack of baits. So I'm going to need a couple different things from you. I'm going to need you to email me, okay, at info@wiredforcrappie.com. I'm going to put that down here right now. Info, wired, whoopsie, I can't type. wiredforcrappie.com. Okay. So if you win something tonight, I'm going to take down names. Okay. Get my trusty pen out. And I'm going to take down names of the 20 people that win. And we're going to send you some baits. We're going to send everybody a pack of baits tonight. That cool? Everybody good with that? That way we don't have to sit here and ask 20 different questions and get 20 different answers or do numbers or any of that jazz. Let's just do first 10 and first 10s. Everybody cool with that? Yes, no, maybe so? I'm going to see if you guys are okay with it before I ask any questions. I ain't seen comments yet, but I'm on a delay. So, Robert said yes. I'm sure you guys just want some free stuff, right? No matter how you get it, as long as you get it. Dave D said, I'm opting out since I won last week. Dave, you don't have to opt out, buddy. I'm sure everybody in here would be the same way. Everybody's going to say, look, you're here. You were here last week. You got just as much chance to win. Don't opt out of nothing. Don't be like that. Don't take yourself out of the game, my friend. Brian said, was that the first question? That should have been. That would have been a good one. That would have been really good. I should have thought about that. Everybody that says yes, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Dun, dun, dun. All right. So most everybody says yes. I don't have anybody that says no. I don't like that. All right. So here we go. Who can tell me what bait I used last week to catch the bass out of the pond? Who can tell me what bait I used? First 10 people that tell me the bait I used. Last week's video, or this week's video, I'm sorry, came out Monday. All right? Yeah, Monday night. Oh, there's 1, 2, 3. I got 3. And now everybody knows. Start typing, guys. Type fast. Just watch the first answer and start typing. All right. Let me get my paper out. I need a piece of paper if I'm going to write. My comments won't change, guys. It stays the same, just to let you know. All right, number 1, Mike Morrison, Rattle Trap. That's right, my friend. Mike Morrison. Now I just got to do you another envelope, Mike. Add to yours, although I already licked it, so I just have to do another one. All right, Josh Sanders, Rattle Trap. So there's 2. Crappie Disaster RC. That's right, my friend. So, guys, when you send me an email, okay, you got to tell me your name. I don't know who Crappie Disaster is, so you got to give me your name and you got to tell me who you are on the channel, okay? Now, don't everybody go in there and put your Crappie Disaster because I'm going to know, all right? JM Rose. That is correct, my friend. Ronnie Harris. That's correct. That's 5. 5 more. Aaron Recht. That's correct. Whoopsie. Went too far. Dennis Evans. Congratulations, sir. Charlie Plummer. Good deal. 2 more guys. Nathan Wood. Awesome. And Rusty Profit. I'm sending Rusty stump bugs. There ain't no doubt about what I'm sending Rusty. Rusty, you getting stump bugs, my friend. I'm gonna send Rusty. I'm gonna send him the orange and chartreuse. I'm gonna send him the nastiest look. Because I know where Rusty fishes. He fishes Douglas and Cherokee. You won't catch crap on Douglas and Cherokee. You put that stump bug and orange and chartreuse in that water at the dam, and every fish is gonna run to Poor Valley. So Rusty's getting stump bugs. That's funny. I won't do that to you, Rusty. I'm just kidding you. All right, guys, that's the top 10. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. All right, that's the top 10. Brad Nelson, you were just outside. Curtis Hobbs, man, right there. Kenneth Pippins, Allen, the Crappie Pile Hunter, Crappie Cove exclusive. That was last week at Loudon. Lipless. I would have went with lipless. That because Kenneth, you're right. It was a lipless. It was a lipless crankbait. Rattle trap is what I called it or what I've always called them. But yes, lipless is correct. All right. So let's see. Baby rattle trap. It was a baby rattle trap. It's a little bitty old thing, little 1/4 ounce rattle trap. Guys, you know, I came from bass fishing. I bass fished when I was younger than I am now. People tell me I need to quit saying I'm younger because I'm not old, but I feel old. I told y'all before I'm mid-30s, so I'm old enough, right? All right, but I bass fished when I was a kid, and that part of me has died, guys. I mean, that part of me is gone. I'll be honest though, throwing that rattle trap around and feeling those fish hit, it took me back. It took me back, that's for sure. So my youngest son is all about bass fishing. He wants to bass fish. Oh my God, I know I'm going to be back flipping and pitching and cranking at some point, but I'm trying to put it off as long as I can. So anyway, all right. Question number 2. This one is going to be a little bit harder, guys. All right. I've got a couple different ones rolling around in my head. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Crappie Disaster. Thank you, buddy. Richard Cagle from Texas. Thank you. Make sure you guys, let me put my email down here again, guys. So it is info@wiredforcrappie.com. All right. And if you hadn't checked out the Wired for Crappie website, go check out the Wired for Crappie website. We got merchandise on there, guys. We got shirts and hats and cups and hoodies and all kinds of good stuff on there. So go check out the merch at the Wired for Crappie website. Also, if you want a guide trip, if you want to book a guide trip, my calendar and all my rates are on the website. You can book on the website, go straight to me. My available dates are on the website. I get a lot of messages asking me what my available dates are. They're all on the website. You can look at them. I got on the weekends. Be forewarned. So if you're looking for a guide trip, we can most certainly set that up. You can book it right there online. And then also I've got guide trip photos on there, just kind of, and a lot of instructional videos on there too, a lot of YouTube stuff on there. But go check out the website, wiredforcrappie.com. Okay. All right. So what can I go with? Well, we'll make it a little easier because I think the one I was going to ask is a little bit too hard. I don't know that anybody will remember it. I think there'd only be about 2 people remember it. That's because they asked me how to spell it. Anyway, all right. Question numero dos. Question number 2. All right, top 10 again, guys. Listen, if you won the first one, we're not going to let you win the second one tonight. All right. So if you won the first one and you're getting a pack of baits, if you want to answer again, you're more than welcome to. Don't leave. But if you want to answer again, you can. But we're going to try to get 20 different people tonight. Okay. What's up, Victor? All right. Question number 2, guys. I mentioned it earlier tonight. Who can tell me when Little Wired is going to be here? Who can tell me the date Little Wired is supposed to be here? What date did they say Little Wired would be here? Anybody remember? Is anybody paying attention? Little Wired. Crappie, the crappie pile hunter close. Oh, I'm starting to see some. Good night. They came in quick. Dun, 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 dun. All right, let's see if I can find if there's 10 correct answers. All right, guys, I see 10 answers that are correct. November the 4th. If you said November the 4th, you are correct. Little Wired's supposed to be here November the 4th. Now, as we all know, or as me and my wife know, he'll be here before that. That's just how it is. For those of you that know my wife or saw her on the live, she is a little bit of nothing. So she's a little bitty girl. She's a little bitty. She itty bitty. And she will not make it till November the 7th. It never has happened. It won't happen this time. Okay? But November the 4th is exactly when Little Wired is coming. So let's see who all answered correctly. So Josh Sanders, you're correct, my friend. But you already won. You already got a pack coming. So we're going to move on to the next one. Nathan Wood, that is correct. But I got you down already. Robert McMahon, I believe that's a new one for us. Robert, you're number 1 on the second giveaway. All right, number 2, Kenny Sparks. Congratulations, Kenny. Aaron, so close. One day, Aaron, one day. Jamie Nelson. Do I have you down, Jamie? Nope. Congratulations, Jamie. Randy Baird. November the 4th. That is correct, Randy. Heath McDaniel, November the 4th. That's correct. We got you on this one, Heath. Guys, I just want to mention the text that I got earlier, now that Blake's gone. The text I got earlier was from Blake. He texted and said that he is going to give the baits for the giveaway from Crappie Cove. So thank you to Crappie Cove for giving those for you guys. I was going to give everything off my wall. I'm still going to give some of the stuff off my wall to you guys, but he's going to probably send 10 packs of the Crappie Cove special baits into that giveaway. So I was going to give away a bunch of stuff back here tonight. We'll do that again another night. We're going to give away a bunch of stuff back there. But probably half of it will come from back here, 10 packs from back here, and then 10 packs from Crappie Cove. So thank you to Blake with Crappie Cove for giving that away for you guys. I was not expecting that to come in, but when I told everybody we were doing a giveaway, he wanted to give stuff away. So if he wants to give stuff away, we're going to give it away. Okay, so we'll give some more stuff away next week. How's that sound? You guys come back next week. We'll give some more stuff away. All right, so who's after Heath? Brad. Ooh, 94. Do we give this one to Brad, guys? I'm going to say let's give this one to Brad. I'm pretty sure he meant November 4th. 94 isn't even a day, so I'd be more apt to think he got it wrong if he didn't put the 9 there and it was like a 1. But we're going to give this one to Brad. We're going to let him have this one. We're going to send you some, Brad. And I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do 11. We'll do 11 on this one. How's that? We'll let Brad have this one. All right, Alan Wetzel. Oh, Alan, some baits. I'm not mailing yours. I'm going to drive yours over to your house. I'm not paying to ship that. Victor, congratulations, buddy. Victor, you won some baits. Now, guys, keep in mind, I don't have your info. You've got to send it to me, okay? You've got to send it to me. info@wiredforcrappie.com. I should have 21 emails in there. Well, 20. Alan, you don't have to email me. Todd Pale. Awesome. There you go, Brad. You would have got it anyway. Brad said November 4th again. He would have been in there. Jimmy Pratt, October 15th. That's what day I think it'll be here, but that's not the actual day they said it was going to be here. The due date, right? It's not an it to him, but there you go. Jimmy, come on now. You know me better than that, Jimmy. All right, Jeff Branham, 11-4. That is correct. And last but not least, so close, Crappie Pile Hunter, November 8th. That's not that. It's the 4th. Kenneth said the 2nd, so close. Tim Dickerson, October 15th. Again, that's the day I think it'll be here. But Derek, is that Latch? What is that? Derek, we're going to go with Derek. Is Derek okay? Derek, congratulations, sir. You are the last winner tonight. I appreciate it, guys. Jimmy come back and said November 4th again. Too little too late on that one, my friend. But I appreciate you guys. Heath said I can meet you somewhere if you want. Guys, do me a favor. Shoot me your info. Heath, I'll answer your email when you send it to me. I'm going to put my info in here one more time. It is easy. info@wiredforcrappie.com. All right, info@wiredforcrappie.com. You have to email me your information, guys. I don't have it. I ain't got anybody's. I got 21 names on here, and I don't have not a one of your addresses, except for the guys that are a member of East Tennessee Crappie Club. And then I've got your address because you told me what it was when you filled out your membership form. But if you're not on here, if you're on here and you know I don't have your address, I need an email. You got to send me an email, info@wiredforcrappie.com. We'll get those out. These two from last week are going out tomorrow, and the ones from this week will go out probably by the end of the week, okay, guys? So don't expect them by Friday because I've got to go by Crappie Cove and now pick up some baits to send you guys, get everything packaged up, and get all your addresses, write all that down on an envelope, get them stuffed, and get them mailed. So give me a little bit of time to do that. I'll get those out to you guys. Make sure you send me the email, guys, okay? And I appreciate everything y'all do for the channel. Thank y'all so much for being a part of Wired for Crappie. I appreciate it. It's a blessing to get on here and talk to you guys every Wednesday, like I said earlier, and I always appreciate it. Okay, so thank y'all very much. We will see you next week. Watch out for the video coming out this week. It is a good one. We're going to be on Loudon again this week, catching some big old fish this week, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So as always, God bless. I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good night. Have a good week. We'll see you next week.